What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread Talking Baseball, episode 52. We're talking wild card, a couple of bets, the smoking hot Padres, and some great pitching matchups today. You know we're starting Rays over Phillies, 5-3, tight game. Yarbs gets out of there in the fourth. He was pitching well, though, had the changeup working, neutralizing the right-handed bats, and when Yarbs is being Yarbs, that changeup is working. Tonight it's going to be McHugh, a righty, and then you're going to get Fleming behind him with the bulk of the work. So the number today is Rays as an underdog because McHugh's the starter. But Brian Gorman's not going to be behind the plate, so you don't have to worry. I hope. It's hard to do worse. I just have to start with that thing on the umpires real quick. That plate last night was awful. Wheeler has 14 Ks. This guy's supposedly a hitter's umpire. Wheeler has 14 Ks, and Yarbs has 8 Ks in 4 1/3. Yarbs doesn't strike out that many guys. It was a bad zone. And then Arozarena gets called out at first base. Thank goodness for replay. He beats it by a step and a half. Like he's on the bag and past it before the ball gets there. It's not even close. What were they looking at last night? And it can't get worse, I hope. I don't want to jinx it. But with the lefty following the righty, Fleming has an 86 mile per hour exit velocity at the Trop since 2018. And he's been better since he first came up. So I love the number, and the Rays are hot, so why not just take them? I'm all over the Rays. So they're leading the division with the Red Sox 3 games out, and then the Yanks holding the last wild card. Cleveland, Houston, a game and a half, and the Jays 2 games. It's all right there for the wild card right now. Yankees lose to the Tigers. Whoops. Spencer Turnbull stayed hot and they lost that game. But before we leave the Rays and the Phillies, it's a big matchup tonight. Eflin's good, but they're so old, the splits against righties that are factoring into that. The left-handed hitters for the Rays have been much better, and right-handed pitching has been they've been better against righties as of late. And the long-term stats don't play into that. So the algorithm, I think, has that as a little bit lower than it should be. But Eflin is due for a correction himself because he's pitched better than his record indicates. But the Rays are just too hot to let put down right now, so I'm sticking with it. You think Dwayne's pumped? Meadows hits that bomb. I don't know who was more excited, Meadows or Dwayne. Dwayne Stat's getting into it. He likes this team. You can tell he loves this team. And so do I. G-Man Choi, Yandy Diaz. Yandy Diaz would have had 3 runs scored yesterday, but Walls pinch ran for him and then came in on the walk from Brasso. Brasso pinch hit walk RBI. Glad to see him contributing. And then it just opens the door to be able to move Kiermaier, I think. I'd rather see Brujan, Wander Franco, plus a quality, young, controllable pitcher that's major league ready and ready to contribute right now for a platinum glove center fielder in Kiermaier. I would do that deal. Ever since that move against Randy, where he took the ball right out of him, and the way he doubled down on it, his attitude or whatever is different than it seemed to have been. Maybe it's not different. We don't know these guys. It's clear. But I have been building that kind of against Kiermaier, like wondering what the deal was, and it's just solidified this year. Because I think you can get more value for him than he's worth. And this team could use a really solidifying, quality, number 3 type starter that's going to be quality innings, give you a chance every night type of pitcher. It would really help out this team, especially in the summer when these guys are stretched out too far from not having thrown too many innings over the past season. I think that move is pending. I hope that move is pending. But we'll get off the Rays a little bit here. Just it is worth mentioning the Rays are just good. And JP Fire-Icing keeps getting saves and building his value. It makes that sting go away. I really think that's important for the clubhouse. Every save he gets is a big one. But we'll move on. Angels 4-0. Swerve and Irvin tonight or today for the A's is expensive. We're staying away from it. The light at the end of the tunnel, I thought the Angels were going to be about 10 games out. I said, would they be happy with that? They're 7 games out now. I think they lose tonight. They have 2 games against the Giants where who knows what can happen there. They could still get to the 10, but they've stayed afloat without Trout here. And their schedule coming up after a 2-game set with the Giants, right? They finish with the A's, tough game. 2 with the Giants, of course, tough. But then they get Seattle, KC, and then at Arizona before they face the A's again. So, they could stay afloat there. Maybe I counted them out too early. I'm sure I did count them out too early, but I still don't think they're going to have enough unless they do something about that pitching. It's not going to matter if Trout comes back if they can't lock down the pitching better than they have so far. San Diego at Houston, my goodness gracious. 6'7" Taylor Jones. The taller they are, the harder they fall kind of deal. Guy spilled hard. Gives Tatis another chance. And hits a monster, just titanic blast. And my goodness, San Diego. So we're taking San Diego and Blake Snell at minus 103. Now, Greinke at home. 6.34 ERA, 316 batting average against, 895 OPS against. That's his home numbers. On the road, 1.64, 1.70 batting against, and an OPS 455. The numbers are so different. Greinke was better at home last time, but he still has trouble there. Snell is comfortable in that building. He's pitched against the Astros plenty in there, postseason style. He knows what he's doing. And we're all over Snell today. I'm taking 2 bets, even though we've been sticking to one. It's a Sunday fun day, baby. We're going 2 for 2. Because our over came in big time yesterday. How about those Cubbies? But we thought the Reds were going to win that game. But that's why we stayed away from the parlay. We felt better about the over, and it happened for us. Good deal. And of course the Rays did it for us because that was a personal matter. And of course we're going to go for them again. We're doubling up, baby. Let's stay hot. And Fernando Tatis Jr. is so scalding hot that the price of Acuna and Soto, these good cards that are kind of in the same realm, where Tatis has just exploded in value. I'm not even joking around here. The value of these cards is amazing. There was a Trout that went last month for $3.4 million or something stupid. The value of these cards is stupid. So now is the time to get your Acunas and your Sotos because they're not hot. It's all Tatis Jr. all the time on the card market right now. So it's obviously if you're buying packs, now's the time. Get those 2020 Bowmans and see what you can unlock. But Fernando Tatis Jr. just absolutely scalding, and you got to feel bad for Taylor Jones taking a hard spill like that and then turning around and boom, next pitch. It hurts. It hurts when that happens. I feel bad for the dude. But we're all over Snell today. San Francisco beats LA last night. It's a battle of the mustache. I'm not even going to say it. It's Slater and Peters. There. I say Peterson every single time because of my old buddy Petey from the Core. It's Peters and Slater. San Francisco 11, LA 6. That means Slater's mustache is better. It's over. No, there's some serious mustache action going on out there. Fantastic work. Before, we're running a little bit long. You've got Woodruff at Scherzer. Fantastic. Check out Willie Adames and the Brew Crew. Willie's fitting in nicely there with the Brewers, and I love to see it. Having some success early. The night game, Max Fried at DeGrom. Is anybody... The Mets exploded last night on offense. But, man, is DeGrom going to have enough? Is there going to be enough offense for DeGrom? I hope so. And then Matt's at Civale. Now, circling back to that wild card discussion. Cleveland's a half a game back, and the Blue Jays are 2 games back of the Yankees in the wild card. These are big games between Cleveland and the Jays because they don't meet so often. We were following that East-West, but now Cleveland's kind of thrown their hat in the mix because they've been hitting enough. Even though they've been no-hit twice, their pitching is so strong, and tonight, Aaron Civale, no different. Civale's been great for us. This might be one that we take a look at off the books, if you know what I mean. But that's going to do it for us today. Happy Sunday. Don't forget, Bascom's Chop House, Clearwater, Florida, 15 minutes from the chop. Chop. Hey-oh. Best wine list in the city to go along with it. Siargao Island, Philippines, Bravo Beach Resort. I'm serious. Go check it out. Get at me on Twitter at RyeBread0844. Thanks again for tuning in to us. We'll see you again tomorrow. We're going to do 162.